Swoop. Uh. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of En-Syte. I'm your host, Steven. I'm joined by two lovely ladies, Neen and Jen. How y'all doing?
Hola.
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am lovely due to the fact that this is actually working on the first go. Man. Okay. So now we all know we just jumping straight into the topic. I'm not taking no time or nothing like that. We jumping straight in. It's gonna be beautiful. So we all know that as individuals, we know that when we're ready and not ready for a relationship, right? You know.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about the people who are ready versus the people who aren't ready. Basically the signs of like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm, doing this. I got this now. I know I'm ready. Versus people who still have those things, but they still say that they're not ready. Like, what's the difference between these two people? So we're gonna start off with the people that are ready. The people who know for a fact that once they walk out that door, eventually they're gonna meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. So, how do you know when you're ready for a relationship? Let's first and foremost go off with that.
Go ahead, Jean.
Well, I gotta go first. I was gonna tell you to go first. How do I know I'm ready for a relationship? Because I know that I'm ready for a relationship because I am at a place of self-acceptance, meaning that I'm not willing to compromise who I am to be with someone. I'm not willing to settle. Um, and I just know that, I love myself enough where I can actually share that love with someone else.
Okay.
So that's how I know. For me. For others, I mean, it could be many different things, and then we gotta also, understand why does someone want to be in a relationship. But I guess if someone else is ready for a relationship, perhaps they're the same things, or it could be, someone wants to start a family, which is why they want to be in a relationship, or someone is just simply tired of being alone. They're tired of doing everything by themselves.
En-Syte. I'm your host, Steven.
Yeah.
Forgive me for being.
I mean, yeah. Some people do go for a relationship for different reasons, and which is perfectly fine and okay. And just
So for me, I'm married. So that lets you know I'm ready. I've been ready. Um, for me, I'm like Jen. I don't mind being by myself because see, being by yourself and being lonely are two different things.
yeah,
So those are things that I just didn't mind being was alone. But at the same time, I didn't mind being with someone. Just waiting for God to bless me with that individual.
mm-hmm.
Like Jan said, you don't want to settle.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be with somebody or rush into a relationship or say, I'm ready because somebody can, one, help you with your bills or two, help you create a family. These are different things that, individuals do get married for.
Yes,
For me, because I'm already, I'm settled in my life. I'm in a place where I want to be. And I was like, okay, why not share my life with somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Why not grow old with somebody else where we can grow together, move through this life together for the rest of our lives?
yeah,
Nobody truly, I believe in my heart, nobody truly wants to be alone as they get older.
nah. I know I don't.
I believe everyone has a desire to be with someone as they get older. That's whether they're married to them or in a committed relationship, however they want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there are individuals in this, in this world that would just like to grow old with someone. Somebody who has an unconditional love for them, an undying love for them,
Yeah.
someone that they can depend on. If they get sick, they know they don't have to be, placed into a nursing home or be calling on other family members. And if they do call on other family members, those family members are just assisting. See,
Yeah,
as you get older, the term of ready for a relationship are different from someone, a lot younger than myself.
that is very true. That is very true. And us as being social beings, social creatures, however they want to call it. Of course, we like to be around somebody. We like that feel that comfort of being wanted, needed, and loved. And that's everybody. No one can really say like, "Oh, I don't need nobody. I don't want nobody. No one like." No, everybody has that desire deep down inside. No matter how much of a loner you think you are, everyone has that desire to want to be with somebody, be along somebody, be next to somebody, whatever the case may be. Like you cannot be like you single, and you may be happy single. You could be happy single, but you know that sometimes you wish that you could be sleeping next to somebody. You have
Or
that
just
feeling.
have that individual who that everything that you desire to do on the rest of your journey or your walk through life, you can do it with that person. I don't
Yes,
care if it's holding hands on the beach. I don't care if it's going to the show. I don't care if it's taking trips. I don't care if it's going grocery shopping. And to me, a person wants somebody just like that, other than their girlfriend or their guys or something.
yeah,
Everybody don't want to do something with their girlfriend. You know, you don't mind taking
Yeah,
a
I
trip with
agree.
you don't mind taking a trip with your girlfriend. You don't mind going to the show, but just to know, what I'm saying, that you have this individual that you can do everything with and not have to worry about anybody outside of that person.
yeah.
Sometimes that's a good feeling.
That is a
That's a
very
good
good
feeling.
feeling.
Like with me being married, I don't have to worry about, my husband's like, okay, let's go to the store, or let's go to the show, or let's go out to eat, or let's do that. I mean, it's always a let's do. But when you're single, okay, you're looking for somebody to do that with.
Yeah, preaching to the
Now
choir
you
on
got to
that one.
start making telephone calls. I don't
Preaching
have
to
to
the
make
choir.
calls. I just look up and be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm
Yeah,
going shopping. You going?
Ain't even looking up.
yeah.
You ain't no looking up. Sometimes it's rolling over.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Stephen, you said that everyone wants to be in a relationship. I kind of agree with that, but I think there are so many people out in this world who've been single for so long that they don't know how to accept that they want to be in a relationship, and they don't just know how to be in a relationship. So because of that, they more so focus on being extremely cautious or just want to stay single.
Or they don't know how to allow anyone into their circle. Because I was one of those people. I was single for so long. I was like, okay, I'm good. But it's hard to let people in your space. You know what I'm saying? When you're single, even though you're ready for a relationship. And see, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I'm an only child, so me being alone was okay because I was never lonely. But allowing somebody in my space was a challenge. Hello. Uh oh. Hello. Oh, can you hear me? But I can't hear you. Nope, I can't hear you, Steve. Okay.
There we go. Mic registering. Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can see you. Uh-huh.
Okay. For some odd reason, the mic wasn't registering. Okay. So I'm turn off this camera again. Don't turn that off. Unplug that. Turn that back on. And okay. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Had technical difficulties. I knew it was going to happen. This show is prone to technical difficulties. I don't know why, but it is, and that is the problem with doing shit live. I can't cut out anything at all. I can't edit a damn thing. Oh man, that kind of hurt my feelings. But hey, at least I was able to do it without having to restart the whole live stream. So that's a good thing. It's like the moment Jen left, everything just went to shit. I blame her. It's her fault. I blame that big head child. It's all her fault. Okay.
I'm sure she was okay. Back at you.
Mm-hmm. So now back to what we were saying about. See, I know Jen was talking about how most people want to be in a relationship, but not all people probably want to be in a relationship, especially if you've been single for so long. I know you was talking about that. You had the wall up and everything like that. The whole I call it the brick wall mentality. You don't want nobody coming through that wall, coming into your space and things like that, because you're used to your space being solo. You're used to your space. You stretch your arms out and everything like that. And like, this is my bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come in my bubble. So I get that. But there are some people that would like to actually share that bubble with somebody. You want to share that personal space. Like, you know what? You was actually a pretty cool person. You come into this bubble. Come into this bubble real quick. Let's see how you really are. Let's see if you're really the person. Come into the bubble. You know, just come here and enjoy this. Let's put the two bubbles together. Let's see how things work.
Right.
Oh, look who came back. So you left and everything just went. Yeah, you left and everything went to crap.
Everything cut out after you left. Everything like just shut down.
My camera started messing up. The audio went out. I had to hang up, call back, turn my camera off, turn it back on. Had to go back over to make sure that the mic was registered because Neen couldn't hear me. Nothing. You just messed up everything, child.
It's the universe is on my side, so going to wait for me. So are we back on now?
Yes, we back on.
We've
been live throughout the whole technical difficulty. The entire live stream seen the technical difficulty. Lord Jesus.
So Steve was just recapping on what we were speaking of, how people, some people have a hard time allowing people into their space.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And before we cut off, I was like, for me, I am an only child by my mother. So it's not like I have sisters and brothers, but when they don't live with you, you know what I'm saying? You're the only child.
Yeah.
So you're used to things going a certain way at a certain momentum just to you. So as you grow up and you become an adult and you're still single, it's just still hard to, to incorporate somebody in your space.
This is
because
true.
See, I was this type of person. I didn't want to be smothered. I didn't want you around me all the time. If you want to come over, that was fine, but I want you to go home because I was like, ugh. So it took me a long time to be able to just be able to share my space. And I really honestly don't think it came along until I had a child. So he taught me how to share my space, my time, myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has a lot to do with it. My son helped me grow up to be able to allow somebody in, in my space. Because see, kids teach you a whole lot about yourself
that you didn't know was there. Yep.
that you did not know was there.
That's very true.
So
That's me too. I would have to say that my kid, because I don't consider myself an affectionate person, but my son is very affectionate. And
yes,
because he is so affectionate, I've learned that I have become more affectionate. But yes, being with him, um, being more nurturing has actually also helped me mature from a relationship aspect too,
Okay.
because I'm so used to serving my child. It's like, okay, well, if I do this for him, I can do it for my man, and it wouldn't be a big problem. Because at first it was like, I'm not a domesticated person, just like you, Neen. I don't want anyone in my space, and now it's like he in my space all the time.
She said
So it is
domesticated.
definitely a learning curve.
right.
Well, okay, well, coming from someone in my position, I've like never been married, nor do I have kids. So I'm coming from a whole different perspective of it. Um, so it's like I know what it is to have people in my space. Like I said, I grew up being like number four of six kids. So I know about having people in my space and things of that nature. And I'm a naturally caring and a naturally affectionate person. So I already know what it means to actually have that and do that. And I really don't have that big brick wall. It's almost like it's like a not a big brick wall. How I want because it's like a little snow wall. Like you used to build a little snow wall when you were a kid, when y'all having snowball fights, y'all little snow fort. It's like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's thick and it's sturdy, but it's easy to get through. So that's
Oh, I like
basically
that
what my
analogy.
wall is. Huh?
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So that's basically how my wall is. It's there. It's there, and you know it's there because here's the thing. It's just like the snowball thing. You can come towards it, and I'm gonna start tossing things at you to see if you can get through. I'm gonna start hitting you and pelting you with these snowballs to see if you actually worth you coming on this side of the wall. So I have the wall, but I have a defense mechanism as well. Of course, due to everybody been down the road of being hurt or whatever the case may be, no exception. No exception of being hurt. So when it comes down to it, from my perspective, to actually already know how to be affectionate gives me more so an advantage, uh, due to the fact that I don't have to learn it from another source. I already know how to do it myself. I already understand it. I already understand. To be affectionate enough doesn't seem like, oh my God, I'm just smothering it all over you. Like, no, because I don't even want that. You better move, give me some space. I like to breathe too. Like,
You were
I'm,
breaking up a little bit, Steve.
how am I now? Can you hear me now? Everything okay?
I can hear you, but you're still breaking up.
Oh, okay, see, it's no fun because y'all can't see me because I'm actually purposely breaking up my voice.
Mhm.
I was purposely breaking up my voice
Okay.
right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
You'll
sorry.
realize. You'll
So,
realize.
so Stephen, what you said reminds me of like different levels of attachment. So if you've been in a house, your parents fulfilled a certain need for you growing up as a kid when it comes to, for me, quality time, or your siblings fulfill that, then it will probably, in that mate, you're looking for that certain level, that they can feel for you when it comes to attachment. And so, being like Neem said, an only child, it's hard to have that level of attachment outside of mom or dad because no siblings were around. You're
Mm-hmm.
not used to sharing your space.
This is true. And me, like I said, I'm used to sharing space. Hell, I shared a room, shared a room with my sister, shared a room with my younger brother. So, like, yeah, I was used to someone being in my space, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, all the way up, all the way up until now. So that's not a big thing with me sharing space. It's not a big deal with me, you know, living in the same space as someone else and living cohesively and in a form of compromising but not settling in a sense. So it's more so of an understanding thing as opposed to, okay, look, I'm here, you're there, you stay over there, don't you come this way. You know, like the whole little dividing line that's in the middle of the room. It's not that. Nor as it should be. You know about the dividing line. I see Jen, I see you smiling. You know about the dividing line. Separate the room like this.
You know, like
You, you,
let me go ahead and tell you like this.
Go ahead.
Like my husband is he's the oldest child, and like I always tell him, I'm the only child, so I play the oldest, the middle, and the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So we have learned how to give each other the space that we need, so we don't feel smothered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm real affectionate. I'm that person. You know, if you come to my house, Jen could tell you, come to my house, I'm cooking for you. I'm doing, I'm that person.
Yeah.
But there are some times when I be like, I'm gonna need you to back up. I'm gonna go over here, you're gonna go over there. But he knows that, and we can kind of feel it with one another because he's the oldest child. So he gets the same vibe sometimes. He be like, look, I just need to sit here and chill.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. I just want to be right here. So yeah, so I get it that you're saying that, when you have to, but see, let me tell you something. Siblings, parents, girlfriend, boyfriend, all of that is a whole lot different when you're in a marriage.
Yes.
Because this is something this is something you're doing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. It's like having a kid. This ain't something you bounce in and bounce out of. So when people say they want a relationship or they want to be married, you have to be mentally prepared for that. That's not something that you jump in. So when people say that you have to have, like Jennifer said, self-acceptance. See, in order to love somebody else or to give them, some desires of their heart, you have to be able to already have established it for yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, I recommend people who want to be in a relationship. Yeah, you should test it out first. You should, spend a night here and there, because see, it's not for everybody.
No.
Being in a committed relationship is not for everybody, like being in a marriage is not for everybody. But to me, that in some way, in some form, in some individual minds, also not being in a committed relationship, or they say I'm single, is a cop out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like you're selling for anything, but you don't want to commit yourself to a certain degree because you know that being committed is a commitment.
Yeah.
It's commitment.
And
So that's
what
why I
people
think a
don't
lot of
understand.
people shy from being in a relationship, because see, in a relationship, it's give and take. You have to compromise. It's like it's a job, and everybody have to be able to get along, and everybody have to be able to communicate. And that's another reason why it's hard for people to stay in a relationship once they get in a relationship, so they say.
Yeah.
Because they haven't learned how to communicate. They haven't learned how to compromise. They haven't learned how to be flexible with one another. See, all of those are like foundations laid for a stable, successful relationship.
Yes.
Can't nobody tell me otherwise. I know that. I at 47, I done that. In order to have a good relationship, you have to have a stable foundation. And I mean unbreakable. That means outside forces, friends, family members, people that come in, they can't shake what you all have already built. You got to know one another. So it comes along with trust. So in order to have a relationship, people that say that they're ready for it, some people are ready for that because they've already like, hey, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to lay down some foundation with somebody and be able to build upon it. And those that are not, ready for a relationship, those are the ones that don't want that.
Exactly. I know I'm
They
ready.
don't want to build.
I know I'm ready to lay down foundation.
A relationship is like building a house. You need a foundation.
I'm about to say
You need a
I'm ready. I got
foundation.
cement.
And it
I
can't
got
just be
cement mix
based
ready to
on
go. I got cement mix
Yeah.
ready to go to build a foundation. I'm ready.
Yeah, but I also think too, Neen, is that with people who want to be in a relationship, is that they also have to understand that it's not always fair weather. You won't always get fair weather Jen, smiling Jen and happy go lucky
That's right.
Jen. Because just like everybody else in this world, I have emotions too. I have feelings that I need to deal with too. Some days I just don't want to talk. And then you realize, like you said, when you say, "Ooh, my goodness, I just need a minute," or you may say, "I need an hour," then you find out, I just don't need that hour. I just needed some time to decompress and be by myself a little bit, and then now you can come back into my space. But yeah, it's work either way. But you have to be able to accept the good with the bad, and you have people who are serial daters. People who want
Ooh.
to who hop in and out of relationships a lot because they're looking for some type of fulfillment. But I always wonder, like, Jill Scott has this song, "You Want Me to Be Something That You're Not Willing to Be."
Yeah.
So I
And
think
then
that's
if you're
relative.
serial dating, how do you focus on what's good for you if you dating 6 people or
Because
5 people or three
they don't.
people? See, my thing is you getting all of these different personalities, and I'm a spiritual person, and you got all of these different spirits. How do you understand which one is right for you if you didn't take your time to get to know one solidarity individual?
They don't. The moment they
How
see
do you
there's
do that?
something wrong, they're gone. Because they're only
Right.
there for their desires and their wants. They do not care about the other person. If you do not fulfill all the needs and wants of that person, they do not want you anymore, and they'll go on to the next one. And they'll put all the blame on that individual, not themselves.
But see, like Jennifer says, serial. They're dating
Yeah.
multiple people at the same time.
And
Becky
in
got
some
one,
cases, yeah, in
Amy
some
got
cases,
two. You know what I'm saying?
no,
So
no, in
it's
some
like, how do
cases,
you
yeah.
focus on that when you can't really get to know somebody?
No. That's in some cases. That's a person who dates multiple people at once. In terms of serial dating, that means you are literally hopping from relationship to relationship to relationship. You're not necessarily dating multiple people at once. It's just that every time you're in a relationship with one person, something goes bad with that one, you end it, and you're immediately in a relationship with somebody else. And then that one ends, and you're immediately in a relationship with somebody else. That's more so of the serial dating thing. You're just hopping from relationship to relationship with only dating one person at a time.
So would they be classified as an individual who's not ready? I want to make sure I understand you. That is
Yes,
not ready for a
that
relationship.
is an individual who is not ready for a relationship, but they want that companionship and that attention so bad to the point that they're willing to almost go anywhere and date just about anybody to get it. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure most of the women on the show was in it for the money and the fame, but some of them really did want to be with Flavor Flav. I'm just saying.
No, they didn't.
I know. I'm just saying that. I think at
No,
least
they
one of
didn't.
them. I think one.
Uh,
I can't imagine all of them want to be with him. And that man,
okay.
that man was blacker than burnt charcoal.
But I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just what that is. It's just that's just the whole thing about serial dating and serial daters. They are not ready. They're nowhere even near ready because they're so focused on the fact of wanting to be with somebody that they don't know how to be with somebody. That's the problem.
So with older generation, like with my grandmother, when we were coming up, she would call somebody who was serial dating just sowing a wild oats.
Oh,
Didn't she, Jan?
Yeah.
She'd be like, they just sowing their oats. They young, and it's not time for them to settle down. You need to settle down when you get to a certain age and stage in life. Because that's how we were raised. We were raised to go to school, educate, then start, then get married and have a family. Our family come from do all the desires of your heart. Get that out the way.
yeah.
Then you can focus on this. Because when you do that, when you start focusing on that, they like, this is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a serial dater, in my definition, would be like Steven said, someone who's constantly jumping in and out of a relationship, and they really don't know what they're looking for. They really don't know what they want because they don't know themselves. And that I think that is more damaging than it is beneficial to either party.
Mhm.
Because you, I think it's also a prime way. How should I say this? It is a method for people to carry baggage over into the next relationship as
Oh
well,
yeah.
because you're just hopping in and out, and you really don't know what you want. So because this person was, they like barbecue all the time, and so now you have barbecue for this person. You take it into the next relationship, but oh, well, you don't like barbecue. Well, what is it that you like? It's completely different. What is it that Jennifer likes is the focus for me when it
Right.
comes to being into a relationship. What is it that I like? And then the person who's compatible with me, how can we make this work together if we are compatible?
Yeah.
Because my thing too is that if someone wants to be in a relationship with me, I shouldn't have to guess. I shouldn't have to figure it out.
No.
Does he like me? Does he not like me? Is this
Oh,
gonna last? Does he
that
want
should
the same things
never
I
be.
want? If I
That's
if
never
I
be the
have to
question.
make those, if I have to guess to answer that question, then my answer to those questions are gonna be we don't want the same thing.
Yeah, that should be a question that should never be asked. Does this person like me or not? Especially if you are both involved. Because if you asking that question, that means that that person's not showing you what they're supposed to be showing you. That's
All
it.
right, now see, you hitting on something.
I mean, that's just what that is. Like I'm afraid that because last time her camera went off, she left us and then everything went to shit.
I
We can't even hear you.
can't hear her.
We can't hear you.
I said I didn't hang up this time, but I do have to. I do need to take a 5 minute intermission.
This ain't no. This
We
ain't
accept
this
that.
this this ain't no
Okay.
play. This ain't no play. No, here
She
saying
gotta
a
go get
five,
Mac.
the 5 minute intermission. Yeah, I know. Sound like it's a
So
play.
Steve, I do. I mean, I'm hit. I'm. You really hit on something. I do. I totally agree with that because if a person, if see, I guess my whole thing is as old school
Hmm.
versus new school. I believe in communicating.
Yes.
You're right. You shouldn't have to guess because see, I'm a verbal person. I'm gonna tell you everything that I like, that I want, my desires, about, so you don't get confused. Cause see, if I tell you, like Jennifer said, I like barbecue, but I ain't no real big barbecue person. I done told you I like lobster. Don't fall up in here with no barbecue every day. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you what I like.
I got
Everybody, some people, I just believe that a lot of people have a hard time expressing themselves because the person that's on the receivership of receiving that, they don't know how to receive it. You know what I'm saying?
you. Yeah, I get you. I fully get you.
Like
And
some people, they speak openly. I'm not saying blunt or curt. I'm just saying some people just, they tell you what they like. And then some people, they be like, well, I know that already. You be like, no, you don't.
mhm.
I didn't tell you that. Or if I did, how come you came in here with that? So I just believe that communication is always
Oh,
important.
oh yeah. That's
That's why I
that's a
said you
that's a
hitting on
number
something
that's
because
a
you
number
shouldn't
one
have
thing.
to guess. If you shouldn't have to guess about what a person likes or anything like that because they should be telling you
Yeah,
what they
like
like.
I shouldn't have to. No one should ever have to guess as to like, okay, do she like regular fish or do she like shellfish? Do she like chocolate ice
Right.
cream or vanilla ice cream? Like, do she like this kind of movies or do she like these kind of movies? It shouldn't be a guessing game. It shouldn't
And
be
I
a
mean,
back and forth like that.
right. And my thing is, it comes in over time, but it also comes in by communicating.
Yeah.
Why you're talking. To me, that's general conversation.
Hmm. Let things
And a
come and
person
flow
that
naturally.
genuinely likes you, they're interested in what you like and
Hmm.
what you like to do. What's your preference? They're trying to find out as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, and that right there, just like if a person is actually listening to you and they know what you like, they know what you dislike, they know what you want versus what you don't want. That's how you can actually surprise people, and they like, oh my god, you actually remember that? you actually
Mm-hmm.
you actually knew that, you actually got this, you did, like, yes, because I pay attention. I pay
Right.
attention. This is not just, this ain't just no regular thing. This is me paying attention to your needs, your wants, your desires, things that you like, want, don't want, need, don't need. I'm like you shouldn't be going up into a store or going to a restaurant figuring out what it is that they like or what it is that they want. You should be able to go up in there, order exactly what they like, come on out with their food, and they sit down and be happy as hell, indulging. Just happy as hell, indulging in the morsels of what it is that you bought. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
But now I want to go on to another part of this. Like, people who are ready for a relationship and they're trying to talk, they're interested in somebody, but that
Right.
person is not particularly ready at the time for a relationship. Should they wait or should they not? That's another thing.
No. No.
Nah. I mean, no, I say that they
And the
should.
reason what, and I feel like this: if a person is interested in another individual, and that person feels like they are not ready
Mm-hmm.
for a relationship at that time, then that person and the other individual should just continue to be friends.
Yeah.
Because the person that's interested, right, is sitting back, basically waiting on something that may never come.
Yeah.
You may never be ready for a relationship with me. But I didn't let so many opportunities pass me by waiting on you. I mean, I get it. Some people say some things are worth waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. But a person that's generally not ready, and you can't sit back and wait on that.
No,
You just can't.
no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You can't. And you shouldn't. Because just like you said, like, you could be letting so many things pass you by because you're waiting on this one person, and you don't know for a fact that this one person is right for you. But by you being so
Right.
fixated on this one person, you might just let your blessing just pass you by.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
And if you hold on to something that's not meant for you, you can
mhm,
block your blessing.
yes,
You see what I'm saying?
so
You can
much.
you holding on to somebody who don't want to be held on to.
That's just
So
that's
my
just as
thing
bad
is
as. Go ahead.
let's just continue to be friends.
Because I'm gonna say that's just as bad as you chasing somebody who don't want to be caught.
That's it.
That's just as bad.
I'd rather be your friend than start hating you later.
Let's
Just
see.
let's just be friends.
Because, okay, Dre is coming and
To
saying,
me,
like,
friends is better than anything.
yeah, true. You see, Dre said you have to listen to your partner. It's all about paying attention. He agrees with the fact
Mm-hmm.
of, like, when you're ready, you should not have to wait. And he also says it made that person it may be that person is not ready for me. Maybe that person is not ready for me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's also another good thing because, like, this one I'm not gonna go into detail. Not going into detail, but this one kind of hits home with me. You know, um, in terms of, like,
But
waiting.
technically, yeah. See, you can't wait on something
Yeah,
because, like I said, you'll let other opportunities pass you by,
yeah,
and like you said, you've been missed out on your blessing.
yeah,
Somebody, and see, this is what people don't understand. There are times that the person that is really meant for you is sitting right in front of your face
yeah. That is very true.
versus the person that you sitting back waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
And that person that was been sitting in front of your face for 2, 3 years, been walking past, y'all just been like, hey, what's up? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
That might have just been that person. Then one day it click and you be like, oh, dang,
Yeah, because it could
she
cook.
cute. Or
Mm-hmm.
he cute. Right. Or then you start finding out that you all have some common ground.
Yeah,
Y'all have a lot of things in common versus the person that you sitting back pining over. Because see, to me, like you said, that's a chase. Some people get off on the chase, and I ain't trying to get off the subject, but some people get off on the chase
no, this is
and
true.
knowing
Some
that
people do.
they don't really want anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to develop anything with the person that's chasing.
That is true. That is so true. Because I'm like, some people
Yeah.
some people do like the, as it's called, the thrill of the hunt. So they do enjoy either chasing or
Hmm.
being chased. Like, oh, look at this person. They want me though. They can't catch me. I keep going. Yeah, they can't. No, you can't catch me. No, 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 you can't. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, well, shoot, you're gonna keep on running. Guess what? Eventually, I'm gonna get tired. Shoot, even Usain Bolt run out of breath, and that man can run.
Right.
You know, he eventually run out of breath. Dang it, he eventually get tired. You think I won't? I'm fat. I won't get tired.
You so silly.
But yeah, like you
You
said
so
though.
silly.
But yeah, like you said though, like when you're waiting on a person, that yeah, it could block your blessings. Like the person that has actually been for you, like you just said, it could be just right in front of your face, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it, and that's just what it is. And but by you being so fixated on this other individual, you just really hope it. It's more so of a hope thing. It's more so of like, okay, I really wish this person would be ready because I'm ready the moment they, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be a mutual thing of being ready. It shouldn't be the fact like, okay, I'm ready, but this person isn't. Like, no, I'm ready, and I know this person's ready. It's going to happen very smoothly and very naturally, as it should. I'm
Hmm.
like, and it can start off. It can start off any kind of ways. It can start off by you just being cool, being friends, just talking, enjoying each other's company, or y'all could be talking just mad shit to each other. You don't know.
Right.
It starts off in so many different ways and can lead to so many different things. You just no telling. But when a
Are
person,
you,
go ahead.
so I know I missed some of the conversation. So are you all talking about people who are not ready?
Right.
People, no, people who
Okay.
are ready. People who are ready and basically waiting on someone who is not ready. Basically
Oh, who's
saying
not
should,
ready?
Not
Okay.
yeah,
ready.
basically saying
Right.
should they wait or
Should
not.
that person move on? So my response to Stephen was, they need to move on. Because see, if I'm ready and you're not, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Life's too short, and especially when you get to a certain age in life, it's like you gotta weigh your options. Because that person may never get there, because people get comfortable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
People get comfortable, and then they're like, okay, well, since, since you're going to accept me with this, just stringing you along, then I'm just going to continue to do it.
And at some point in time, a person will get tired
And
of
you,
that and just leave anyway. It may take a
right.
while, but they'll get tired of it just going about their way anyway. See, got a couple of comments. 1 second. Russell says, "True. Some people choose to only be chasers instead of maintainers." Oh shit. Okay. He also said they only
I
want to
like that,
put in
Russ.
enough work to get to the maximum prize and not the steady, tedious work that real relationships require to develop. Okay, Russ. Okay. Pop in, speak
Russ, we're
words.
hitting on something.
Speak
Go ahead,
words.
Russ.
Oh, they're speaking words. I mean, he words with a
And
with
he
a
got a
U.
point
Yeah, he
because
does.
it takes a lot to develop a relationship. That's why
Yes.
I keep reiterating the foundation. So when you
Hmm.
got somebody who's not ready for a relationship, they're not ready to build a foundation. And me, as a strong-headed individual, I would have to keep on moving because I'm like, if you're not ready to build a foundation with me, I can't stand right here and wait for you.
No, that's true.
I'm ready to pour concrete and let it harden. You still playing in the dirt. I ain't got
No,
time for that.
I know. I'm the same way. I got bags of concrete mix getting ready to put in the mixer
Right.
and pour in. I already got the hole open to make the foundation. Come on. Someone come with me and
Right.
help me. Smooth this out and let it sit, let it harden. Let's build on top of it. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm not
Right.
talking about no little bitty house. I want to build something taller than the Empire State Building, the Space Needle, and the World Trade. Well, no, okay, let me not bring up the World Trade Center. But
Well, Steve, I thought you was gonna say something, a house tall as you, but
no, I'm not gonna say something as tall as me. I ain't gonna.
because you real tall.
He a
I,
tree. I stop
Right.
telling me a tree.
I am not that tall. I'm
Okay.
not that tall. I'm
I'm
just.
5 feet. And I believe me when I tell you 2 feet taller than me.
I'm only a foot and a half taller than you, Neen. Only a foot and a half.
That's
Oh
see,
my
that's
god.
tall.
That's I'm
That's
only
all I can say. That's tall.
I'm only about a rough. I'm a rough 6'6". Okay, that's a rough 6'6". Put it that way. That's it. That's all I am. I'm
Well, I'm really hoping that there, is some individuals out there who are ready to start a relationship and build a foundation.
Yeah. I mean, there
with
are
some
people.
individuals out here.
There's people out there
listening to us live. It's got to be somebody out there like, you know what? I heard the show on En-Syte and they right. I'm ready. You ready?
I know I'm ready.
So people gonna have some conversations tonight.
Shoot,
some people gonna come up and be like, you know what? You ain't ready. I got to keep moving.
Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that people listening out there paying attention, and I know the people out there who are paying attention need to share this video so other people can listen and pay attention. You never know. Somebody may need to hear this. You never know.
So I have a question for you all.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on people who are in a committed relationship? So they're ready. They're ready to be in a relationship. They're ready for that foundation, but they just don't want to get married.
You ain't ready.
You ain't really ready. You
halfway
up the road. You halfway up the road, but you ain't all the way there yet. You ain't ready yet.
So that's like people, and I never understand this. You got people who've been together 30, 40 years, but they're not married.
Mm-hmm.
So in the back of my mind is that if you can be with somebody that long, and some of these people got kids and grandkids, I mean, they got it all. Big house on the hill. So what is the big deal with you saying I do? Some people say it's just a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. That's fine if that's what you believe. But my thing is, I want the commitment. I want the piece of paper. That's what's going to see to me when you say you're in a committed relationship and you're not married, but you're in a committed relationship. That gives you the opportunity to bounce anytime you want to. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you like my husband told me. He said, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get married again. He was like, we're not gonna date forever. Mm. That was cut and dry. Mm. I ain't have to hear nothing else. He was like, we're not gonna date forever. So you think about that, and I'm gonna go home. Oh. I was like, oh damn. Oh. I'm like, did he just treat me?
A little bit back then, yeah, he did.
I was like,
he did.
He
did
he
laid down a lot.
He kind of laid that. He kind of laid that one out real smooth, real thick, and let it be known like that's what it is.
Real smooth. He was like, he said, we're not gonna date forever.
Nah, that's the thing. I do not want to date somebody forever. My thing is,
I get that. So I'm like, you're right. I'm like, I want that piece of paper. If you commit in a committed relationship, and you say you're in a committed relationship, what's wrong with getting married? Because see, that gives you the opportunity to just leave whenever you feel like it. Yeah. See, you can bounce whenever you want. Yeah. See, when you married and you committed, you committed and you married. You think about that.
You got to work through that. You got to think about it. Think about them lawyer fees.
Because like they say, it's cheaper to keep him or her. Sometimes it's bad, and you just got to just get rid of it. But at the same time, you think about it, make you work on it.
Got a couple of comments that Russell said
that you can leave at any point. You're like, oh, I didn't like the way you threw your clothes down on the floor. I'm out.
That's true. Let's see. Russell said, Russell said that person should not wait because the person waiting is willing to diminish their value to wait for someone who practically said up front they don't want the same thing. True. He also said it's more of a waste of time for the ready person because you're in the desert waiting for rain. That is a hell of an analogy right there. True, it will come eventually. True, it will come eventually. But when it does come, was the long wait worth it? Yeah, no, not really. Not in the desert. Nah, I need that water like yesterday. So Dre said you better stop blocking your blessings. This particular comment is for you, Nate. He said your ass got checked.
I did. And I'm the first to admit.
You ain't dating forever.
And we got married. And that was it. I was like, okay, this is it. All right. He got a point.
Russell said,
because most older people, when people are up in age or whatever, or versus, like I said, I'm 47, my husband's 51. Committed to him is married. You know what I'm saying? Committed to him is married. My mother just got married. I ain't gonna tell her age because she'll fight me.
Yeah, don't do
But
that here. We don't know no violence.
let me tell you like this. That relationship right there is gonna be forever, together forever.
That's good. That's
Because see, he came back. That was her high school love. He came back in her life.
40
and
years?
was like, yeah, after 50 years.
50 years?
He was like, we gonna do it. He said, we're going to do this. They met up at they bumped into each other at a alumni picnic. That was in August. November he proposed. He's like, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's like, I got more years behind me than I do in front of me. So when I talk about that, I'm just saying people know what they want.
Mm-hmm. He was clear cut. I want you.
That's it.
You. Man, Russell got one more comment.
And you got some people out there who know what they want. Russell say what?
No, Russell said not ready for marriage, but been together forever? ? Somebody playing and wasting time because they choose to act married, but don't want the obligations of being legally bound and spiritually tied.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Like you can't play house forever.
Like I said, that's right.
Cannot play house forever. You eventually gonna have to really make that mug and actually stop playing and actually doing. Shoot, it takes a lot.
You get especially when it gives you the opportunity to just check out whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
And the seriousness of all things, that's the most important thing to me. To make you want to stay right here. Yeah. And work it out.
I mean, because this is the thing, though. You gotta. It takes a lot of work behind it. It takes a lot of work, a lot of compromise, a lot of understanding. It's like Jen said earlier. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. It's not going to be like that every day. You ain't going to get, how she said, sunshine happy chin. You're not going to get sunshine happy chin.
You ain't going to get those chipmunk cheeks every day.
Oh, I never realized that till just now. Oh, she do get some chipmunk cheeks. That's adorable. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you're not going to get those every day.
You have to be flexible. You have to be, it just takes a lot of work. Everybody got good points. It just takes a lot of work. And if you're not willing to work on it, then you probably should think about being by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're not ready to work, you ain't ready for that job then. Don't even try and go for it if you ain't ready to put the work into it, because it takes work. Yes, of course, in the beginning, it's going to be all happy, the butterflies and all that. But man, when you get down to the nitty gritty, after some months and some years then pass, sometimes your faith to be tested, your patience going to be tested, your mental going to be tested. You have to be able to be strong enough to make it through that and strong enough to understand that you are in this for the long run. Because me, I'm the type of person. Like me, I'm the type of person. I only want to be married one time.
I said that too, Steve.
I know everybody say that. That's why I'm still not married right now.
But I ain't no quitter. I did it again. I ain't no quitter. I did it again.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. But I'm just trying to shoot for one shot. Trying to shoot for that one shot. Be like Steph Curry, that buzz beat at the end. Something. Just give me something.
That's right.
So, see. Dre said,
I get it.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting and looking and waiting. Dre says, I know what the hell I want. I'm sure you do. We all know what you want.
I know what I want too.
What you?
I'm patient enough. I'm settled enough within myself and patient enough to just wait.
That's right.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Russell said marriage usually isn't picked because they want to keep options open and an escape route ready. Just like Neen said, you just drop everything and leave when there's no marriage involved. Basically. So what is it that you want, Jen? Because we already know what Neen wants. She got what she wanted. What is it that you want, Jen?
Can she hear me?
I can hear. I have it on mute because I'm driving. I want a life partner. I want a man who is going to treat me the way that I want to be treated and love me the way that I need to be loved. Like I don't want someone who's going to say, well, um, I don't like the fact that, you get your hair and nails done all the time, knowing that, that's just who I am. I don't want someone who's trying to change me. Now, in saying that, if there is opportunity for improvement, because there always is, and I've noticed for me that communication is definitely one of them. If there's opportunities for improvement and he can, coach me through it, it's great.
Okay. Oh, we kind of lost it for a second.
That's something I can appreciate. As long as he's secure within himself, and he's willing to be a good partner, a patient partner, someone that I can, I need to have patience for as well, then I think, it will work out. Definitely don't want a quitter. I definitely don't want anyone who can't accept responsibility for their actions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, they've been out and, it has nothing to do with infidelity. It could be as simple as, they did something to hurt my feelings, but instead of them saying, okay, you know what, I was wrong, I could have done that differently, but you did this and you did that. Like I think that's childish, and I'm well beyond that. So yeah, I mean it's complicated, but it's also simple. But
Really?
It's a lot to ask.
Really? She said
I just
it's
want
complicated, but it's kind of simple.
Steve, hold on, Steve. I gotta ask Jennifer this one question because I know her as being my cousin, so I know her very, 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 very well.
Uh-huh.
Because all of the things that she's asking of one, are you willing to give? And number two, with everything that's being said, are you willing to step back and allow that man to be the man? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Even stepping back and allow that man to be the man. First of all, he got proof to me that he's the man. Because you're right, me. I'm a woman with a strong personality, very opinionated. I definitely cannot have to be him. So if he is, so I will say this: the way that I date now is very intentional. Like I look for certain red flags, and whether or not he is insecure or whether or not he can handle me being the woman that I am, very opinionated. If he can handle that and handle it in a way where it doesn't become explosive or he doesn't feel threatened by my comments, who I am, my education, whatever, then it will definitely work out. But I'm at a point now where, like I said, those are some things that I intentionally look for. So I am purposeful when it comes to dating.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's very detailed.
Gotta ask, because I know her.
Very detailed. Man, because was a question for Jen from Russell. Are you willing to put in the same level of work that you want to see from him?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't ask for that level of work if I wasn't ready to put it in.
That was just basically the last one. So with that all being said, going ahead and close out today's show. I thought this was a nice little great topic right here. I appreciate both of y'all coming in. Neen, Jen, love y'all both for showing up.
Thank you for inviting us.
No problem. Anytime. So with that being said, I hope everybody learned something from this today. Remember, if you are ready, it's good to try and go out there and find somebody who's ready as well. Try not to wait for somebody. Wait, Dre just asked me a question. How much work are you willing to put in? I'm willing to put in more work in a relationship than I do at my own job that I get paid for.
All right.
You know what? That's important. I actually saw a TV show, and this lady said specifically, actually, it was a movie. She said, "I wish I would have put more effort in, as much effort as I put into my job. I wish I would have put it into my relationship." That's exactly what she said.
And that's the best way that's the best way that I could describe it, due to the fact that he knows how I work. He knows how hard I work. He knows how hard I work. So that ain't even a question. So yeah, that's how much work I'm willing to put in. If someone is willing to work with me, like, yes, I'm goofy, I'm silly, yes, but I know exactly what I need to do as a man in a relationship. I know exactly what to do as a partner to my partner. I know the things that I needed. So yes, I'm gonna keep you smiling. I'm gonna keep you laughing. At the same time, we're gonna make sure that all business is handled. We're gonna make sure that everything runs smoothly. I'm willing to work things out with you as long as you're willing to work things out with me. I'm willing to sit down and talk and listen to you, no matter how upset we are at each other. Okay, if you need a breather, go ahead, take a breather. I'm gonna take one too. We come right back. We keep on going from where we left off at, and try and find some way of some form of a solution. Like I said, I'm willing to put in more work with my relationship now than I do with my actual paying job.
That's good. That's how I feel about parenting.
Man, we ain't gonna get on parenting because I ain't one of those yet.
But no, that's a very valid point. I mean, you have to be willing to, if your job is everything to you, then if you want it to be as successful as you are at work, then your relationship needs to be equally important.
Exactly. And like I said, my relationship will be equally, if not more so important than my job. I mean, you can always find another job, but if you can't find another person that's right for you. It's hard.
It's hard to find another life partner.
Mm-hmm. You can always find another job, but it's hard to find that one that's right and perfect for you. And with that being said, I'm gonna close out this episode right here. Man, this is a good one. I do appreciate y'all for showing up. So with all that being said, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate the comments, the loves, likes, shares, all of that lovely stuff. Don't forget to share this video. You never know, somebody may need to hear it. Remember, we are live here every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you don't know your time zones, just look up Chicago. There goes your time for you right there. So with that being said, Neen, Jen, y'all got anything y'all want to say?
What are you doing?
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, I got to go to the bowling alley. So yeah, I got to go to the bowling alley. So yes, Lord, try and have me a good night tonight. So thank you again. Thank you, Mac Man. Hey, Mac Man, you was awesome. You was awesome, man. You awesome. I hear you back there. Welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say? I couldn't make it out.
He said, everybody wear your mask because the coronavirus is outside.
Okay, now you heard him. You heard it. You heard Mac Man. When that young man speaks, you listen because he speaks the truth. Coronavirus is out there. Put your masks on. All right, thank y'all again. I appreciate you all for watching. And remember, as always, stay insightful. Peace.
Have a good one.
Hey.